Hello, welcome to Module 8 of this 16-week semester. This is where you really begin to apply all of the tools you learned during the first half of the semester. Specifically, how to use the problem-solving strategy to plan your business communication messages that we learned in Chapter 1, how to analyze your audience to determine the formality level and the form you will use in preparing your message, as we learned in Chapter 2, and how to communicate effectively using an appropriate style, as we learned in Chapter 4. Grading of all assignments from this point forward will strictly adhere to the various levels of proficiency of the grading rubrics available at the bottom of each instructional page. I strongly recommend carefully proofreading your completed assignments before submitting and using the grading rubric as a checklist. The first thing I want to point out to you is the note at the bottom of your home page here about where you should be on your analytical research report. So you should be starting the revision phase of the analytical report. Beginning this week, we will concentrate on writing effective business messages using the direct and/or indirect order format during the planning phase of the message. For example, usually good news and neutral messages use the direct order for the message plan, while bad news and persuasive messages usually use an indirect order for its message plan. When you prepare these messages, you will once again use the Planning the Message resources from Chapters 1 and 2, so you might want to have them ready to access. These resources include the Exhibit 1-5 from your textbook, the blank worksheet for planning your communication strategy, a problem-solving approach, and the Planning the Message Audience Analysis blank worksheet, which I will give you access to at the bottom of each of the assignments where you'll be needing them. By the end of this module, you will meet the following Chapter 5 learning objectives listed here on Canvas module page 8.1. And this time I'm going to read them to you because that's how important this is. You're going to learn how to properly assess the reader's likely reaction to your message. Describe the general message plan for direct order messages. Write clear, well-structured routine inquiries. Write direct, orderly, and favorable answers to inquiries. Write order acknowledgments and thank you messages, all of which builds goodwill. Write direct claims in situations where an adjustment will likely be granted. Compose an adjustment grant message that regains any lost confidence. And finally, write clear and effective internal operational and external operational messages. To meet the Chapter 5 learning objectives, you'll complete the following activities and assessments. First, as always, you're going to make sure that you read the chapter in your textbook. Next, you will download and/or print the PDF version of the instructor lecture notes as well as the Chapter 5 PowerPoint slides. There will be a narrated version for clarity as well. Moving forward, you're going to perform the Chapter 5 favorable response to a direct adjustment claim practice. It's a hands-on assignment. I will have a video here explaining in detail how to prepare this, as well as how to use your problem-solving sheets to prepare this message. Notice the grading rubric. Use it as a checklist to make sure that you meet the proficient level. For this assignment, you may want to choose a study buddy classmate to peer review your message using the grading rubric and all of the resources I have made available to you. Again, I will have an instructional video to walk you through the assignment. Clicking the next button, we get to the Chapter 5 review quiz. Part 1, which is the multiple choice questions you're used to seeing. The deadline date for these assignments is next Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Something new, you have a Part 2 of your review quiz. Part 2 is a document for analysis and rewrite. You will have a Part 2 review quiz for the this chapter as well as chapters 6, 7, and 11. This is an assessment in which you will be given an ineffective message. You will need to list the shortcomings or weaknesses in the message based on the related chapter learning objectives, message plan, and the Chapter 4 writing skills. Also, any grammar and writing mechanics errors using bonus Chapter B. Then you will be required to rewrite the message to make it effective, meeting the message plan, and preparing it using the proper form. In other words, should it be a formal letter, an email, a memo, etc. Again, remember to use the message worksheets to ensure you properly prepare the message. Don't forget to check the grading rubric. Now I want you to pay attention to the due date for this assignment. You have an additional week to complete this part of the review quiz. The reason for this is so I have time to grade your practice assignments and give you feedback and suggestions for improvement to ensure you don't make the same mistakes on the assessment. Don't wait until the last minute for the due dates to submit your work. The college and Canvas often perform updates and maintenance on Sunday night, and although it's not supposed to impact the service, I've seen it happen. Remember, you have early access to the modules. Try to use your time wisely. Have a great week, and remember to contact me if you have any questions, concerns, or run into any problems at all.